Hey, I'm Matt from MasterSketchup.com, and in this video, I'm going to show you a plugin for SketchUp called Visualizer. So Visualizer is a live view rendering plugin for SketchUp that allows you to create more realistic images from your SketchUp model really easily. So it's a lot different from some of the other rendering programs I've played around with for a number of different reasons. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you some of the different features of Visualizer. And to do that, we're not going to use, some basic squares and rectangles. We're going to use this really detailed, amazing SketchUp model created by Jacques Cleghorn, just to demonstrate how well Visualizer handles a model of this complexity. So if you'd like to learn more about this model, you should check out the tutorial on it on sketchupartist.org. So Jacques actually walks you through the creation of this model and provides a download at the end of the tutorial where you can actually open up the model and play around with it for yourself. So I'll link to that in the description below if you'd like to check that out. So the way Visualizer works is it's actually a plugin that you install into SketchUp. So you open SketchUp and once Visualizer is installed, you just click this button and it opens up the Visualizer interface right as you're working on your model inside SketchUp. So you're going to be doing most of your work right inside SketchUp. So you're orbiting around in SketchUp, and Visualizer will follow around your camera as you're moving around in SketchUp. So the way Visualizer is projecting light onto your model is it's actually using the same settings that SketchUp shadows use. So if you go to Window and Shadows, you'll see the shadow settings where you can adjust the sun position in the sky. And so just by changing those sliders, I can change the position of the sun that's projected onto the Visualizer image. So you don't have the ability to add any extra lights or anything to your model like you would in a traditional rendering software package. And that kind of attributes towards the simplicity of Visualizer. Its main goal is to be kind of as simple as possible and to fit in with the native SketchUp tools. So you do have a couple of controls here to change how your image looks. So for instance, let's say I zoom into kind of a view like this. So you have a setting where you can control the exposure of your image. So if you want the image to be balanced for more of a bright area in the image, you just hover the exposure box over that bright spot. If I want the image to be more balanced for this dark area, I just click and drag this box inside the dark area, and now it's exposed better for the dark areas. You also have the ability to control focus blur. And actually, let me maximize this a little bit more. So you have some controls over the size of the image that you render. So there are some presets that you can create. You can create a custom image size. You can also match the SketchUp aspect ratio. So I've seen some pretty cool results from people who will export a sketchy edge of their model directly from SketchUp and blend it in with a rendered image from Visualizer. It gives you that ability to composite images together, so that's really cool. So you can control focus blur as well by adjusting this slider. So by bringing this slider more towards the right, there's going to be more focus blur in your image. You can change area of focus by changing the position of the target. So by default, the exposure and the focus target are linked together, but if you just click the unlink button, you can change the focus point without changing the exposure. So Visualizer automatically renders images. Okay, so it'll run indefinitely. So the longer you let an image render, the better the quality is going to be. So the thing that's kind of neat is they have this little timer down here that gives you an estimate on how long it's going to take to create a pretty acceptable image. So right now this is calculating out about 8 minutes to cook this image and create a decent render from it. Now, if you need to keep modeling while an image is rendering, you just click the lock button here, and you can continue modeling in SketchUp. You can also unpin the window so it will hide behind SketchUp once you activate SketchUp. But honestly, I've got dual monitors, so I'll typically have this off in another screen as I'm working in SketchUp. So that works well for me as well. So at any point when you're satisfied with the image, you just click the camera button and it saves it to your computer. And you can just click the folder button to open the file location. And you can also change the default location by clicking that this little arrow down here. I've had a lot of fun playing around with Visualizer, and I think the thing I like the most about it is you can just tell that when they were creating this plugin, their top priority was to make it as seamless as possible with SketchUp. So it doesn't get in the way of what you're doing in SketchUp, and it tries to take advantage of a lot of the native features and tools and workflows that you're using already in SketchUp. So for instance, you don't have to use any special materials. You can use whatever materials you have. It understands transparencies for windows and water and things like that. You can also display section cuts within Visualizer. So the section cuts that you have in SketchUp can be displayed through the Visualizer render. So it's a really great plugin because it's fast and it's easy and it's also cheap. It's only $19. So if you're interested in checking it out and you'd like to support my channel, you can go to mastersketchup.com/get-visualizer, and that's an affiliate link, so I'll earn a small commission if you do decide to purchase there. But when you get to that page, if you're just curious and you want to check it out, click on the download link and you'll get a 7-day free trial where you can download Visualizer, the full version of Visualizer, and try it out for free for 7 days and see how it fits into your workflow. I think you're really going to like it. So make sure you subscribe to my channel so you get more SketchUp tutorials, and thanks for watching.